Darce choke would be, he's not back, he's not forward, Darren's on his side with that arm out like that. So this would be the perfect idea for Darce. Our penetrating hand, or let's call it the attacking hand, starts from behind Darren's arm. I come through, grab my bicep, grab his back, and then I sprawl on his arm and squeeze. So that's the Darce choke, but you can set up from a lot of different positions. But really, if we did 6 Darce chokes now, the choke's not changing. It's really just 6 different ways to make that situation happen. That's what it really is. You know, it's not 6 different Darces, otherwise it'd be 6 different chokes. So my hand's coming through, I grab that, and squeeze and sprawl on his arm. Who's not done that? Okay, cool. So that's Darce. Anaconda, on your knees, please. Typically done like this. My attacking arm, my penetrating arm, instead of coming from behind, comes from in front. All the way through, get the grips, lie down, rolling over to the other side, and now I walk toward his feet and drive his head into the choke. Now, the first question, who's seen that? Has anyone not seen that? You all seen it. Okay. So you have to answer one of those 2 questions. Like, who's seen that? No one. Who's not seen it? No one.
That is the biggest question. Who knows what's that?
Yeah, well, I know you don't want to say that, and that's also a fair strategy.
You don't want to be singled out and go, show us.
Yeah, well, when Hagen says, do you know cross the bell choke, I am going to say, no.
Yeah.
He just gives up now. So that's the thing, and I got confused about which arm went where and whatever. Let me ask you, in wrestling, your own experience or looking around the world, what do you think works more? Or have you pulled off more Darces or more Anacondas?
More Darces.
Yeah, I would agree 100% with that. And that was certainly my experience. I got a lot more Darces, a lot of the Anacondas failed for me. And so it begs the question, why? And if you start looking carefully around, you'll see that Anacondas are usually gotten by much taller people. In the same way that triangles are also gotten by taller people. You would have trouble more than Jeff, because a big guy, we can't even fit our legs around there, right? So it's usually the taller people. It doesn't mean to say they're doing it right, they're getting away with it more easily. So, because look, I got to get my hand there. I may even have trouble. See, I'm having trouble even reaching my bicep now. But let's say I pull his arm in, I do all that, and I actually get it. Before I even roll, he's just pull your right elbow toward the ceiling, up, he broke the grip. And say I roll him over here, now he does it, I break the grip. So he's got plenty of chances to just, basically posture is what he's doing, and just rip my grip apart. Okay, lie down, on your side of the Darce. Now do that. Why can't he do it? I'm lying on it. So the key for me is the ability to stop that arm from defending. That's the problem. It's not that it's the same thing, right? You've got a head and an arm stuck in there. Whether it's Katagatame, Darce, or Anaconda, or triangle, you've got a head and an arm stuck in the noose. The problem is with the Anaconda, the drama that, because your body weight's not killing the arm. So here's what I think of it now. On your knees, do the same. The choke. Here's the formula. 1, I'm going to grab my hand like that at floor level because I want to pull his arm in, and I can't pull his arm in up here. Not me. I'm not strong enough. So I have to go to the floor level. I can't go to the, and a lot of people don't do that. And they know, because you even tell them, but they don't do it. Why? Because you can't do it unless you're taller if you're in the middle. So you have to do what I call an offside sprawl. I'm still sprawling on him, but it's my right armpit attacking him rather than the middle. What does that do? That gets my elbow comfortably on the mat. And then I can pull his arm in easily. So as long as I was trying to pull on the elbow, but staying in the middle, that's what was killing me. So again, how? Move over there. Oh, right. Now my arm goes down. So that's the first point. Be prepared to do an offside sprawl. You're still sprawling here, but using here instead of here, that's all. Okay, so now I pull his arm in there. Now I like to walk to my right to create a little curve in his spine, and so if his foot was out or his knees out, I'd make it disappear. See the lines there, right? And now he's going to fall over here easily, right? Now, so I've got what I call the noose, and I run around to the position for Darce on the side, and then I penetrate my arm. Well, I kill his arm. And I just want you to know that. But it doesn't bear saying because I'm there, but I want you to realise it's the fact that you're killing his arm that allows you to penetrate to lock. It's easy to penetrate your arm, but I want you to understand how you're able to do that is because you are killing the arm. Again, it's all going to make sense in the end. 1, make the noose. 2, go to the position. 3, kill the arm. See how I sprawl on it? 4, do the penetration. 5, lock. Okay? So what's my formula? 1, make the noose. 2, go to the Darce position. 3, kill the arm, which allows you to then penetrate, which allows you to lock. Then we'll use the exact same formula for Anaconda and watch the difference. So let's start that from head to head first. Everything else later, and the last little thing you'll do will be this, but only at the very end. So 1, noose, and then 2, we go to the position, and then we do... Kill the arm. Yeah, because if you don't kill the arm, which is I think the bit that most people leave out, if you don't do that very well, you are not doing this last bit, which is penetrate it through. And then the last little thing you do is the lock. That's just the end game. So you've got to watch that you don't go from there to there, or even worse, start with that. That's going to be problematic. If someone's got a problem doing triangle or something, it's almost always the same thing. They've either skipped one of these or they're starting there and wondering why it's, a drama. Okay. If you need to, read off the board. What do I do first? Noose. And then position. Position for Anaconda is T, here, B. Then what do I do? Because now he can't resist. He can't resist what?
The pull up between the arm up.
And then? Oh!
Are you good, Brown?
Green brown.
I only did it for 1 second. You see? I didn't put the lock on at the beginning, and then he had all these chances to get away all the way through it. We just did the same formula, okay? So we're going to do that. So the only difference, I guess, is how we are killing the arm and how am I doing it? With just the inside of our thigh. Now with the Darce, we kill it with the chest and the body, and with the Anaconda, the inside of our thigh. That's it. So it's just the how of step 3 that is different, actually for all of them, but the rest is identical. And if you think of it like that, you have now got a peep into the way Higgins' brain. So when you ask him, what's triangle, or a katakatame, or a Darce, you're going to go, choke. What's your problem? That's because that's the way he thinks, and it's difficult for him to explain that. I mean, it's difficult for me to explain it, and I can speak English fluently. you know. Triangle. So the first thing would be to just get the noose. Not go for the triangle. While I'm trying to do the triangle, he's going to posture and everything. Oh, just shut my legs and then get the noose. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the position. His arm over here. I lift the hip up, straight arms on the outside of this arm. Then he can't fight it. Try to fight it back, he's stuck there. And you can lower it down, and then what have I done? I killed the arm. Okay? And then so not like, go for the end of the move at the beginning. Okay, we're there, right? Now the first point, I want to lift my hip really high. This is no good. Look, his arm doesn't want to come across the head. It's just running into my body. I've got to go like that, right? And at the same time, my arms go straight. Watch. See what I did? Lift my hip up. Arm's going to go straight. Now he tries to resist it. He's going to come down here, and I got him. You see? So when I say lift your hip, like seriously lift your hip, so your body goes from being concave to convex, and get two straight arms on the outside of that elbow, and then lower it down in the hole. Okay, go. Okay. Yes, correct, good. Because that's going to be the trouble. Now his arm is so gone, he can take the time to do the penetration and then the lock. It's the same, works the same way as before the darts. Now, what is the tendency is, we want to tick the box, right? We want to get to the goal. You want to get the house, you want to get the job, we want to hit the triangle, we want to catch the fish, or whatever the hell. And, that's kind of like part of it. Like, we want to do that. But what stops people from doing that is sometimes they're so intent on that they're not focusing on the steps needed to actually do it. They're looking at, I want to get that house. I agree. Nice to have the house, or this or that, or catch a 10-pound trout, or whatever that is you want to do. But unless you're doing the things that are going to get you there, you can want all you want. And I think there's a lot of that going on. Plus, I think this is the other point for me, right, being old guy, is I think that even if you could get that, the journey, the act of doing the process to get there has to be the fun. Because otherwise what you're doing is forestalling joy till you finally get there. That's a really not a good way to live your life. Like, why the hell would I want to do that? If I work 30 years and do all this investment stuff and do all this, then I'll be happy. That's bullshit. That is complete and utter bullshit. In my view, anyway. I mean, unless, that's your fun, which I'm sure for a lot of people it is, like Donald Trump or something. I'm sure he doesn't care about yet another silo of money. It's the game of doing it. He just likes playing Monopoly in the real world. So, whatever, blows your skirt up. But I do think that we need to, float your boat, sorry. Whatever, you have to enjoy the whole process. Just forestalling the joy until you get there, I think, is a pretty sad way to live. That's why I think the process of each of those moves, each step, is equally important as the end result. It's also like a parallel idea to another BJJ concept, which is wherever you are is exactly where you need to be. So if you're only having joy and fun and let's call it success, when you've passed his guard and got his arm, then you're condemning yourself to a life of not being very happy, because a lot of the times you're underneath, you're getting squashed. So you want to be enjoying every position. I'm underneath side control, I get as much fun there as on top, or as much fun under the mount, or as much fun trying to pass the guard as trying to sweep someone. Who cares? And that way, it's not like the tap becomes less and less important. It's like playing chess, the king falling over is not where all the, at last I feel joy. Hopefully, the whole game with my friend in the park and the coffee and the pigeons yelling around. Hopefully the whole thing was the fun, and someone capturing someone's king, the end, meaning that bit, is just, you know, an end product of this whole thing. See what I'm saying? So I'm pretty big on that, and I think you become more interested in that, you know, as you spend more time at anything. Everything's the fun, not just the part. You know, I want to go out there and catch a 10-pound trout. Okay, that's my goal, but planning the trip, you know, getting the map, figuring out where I'm going, that's fun. Packing my gear, thinking about it, you know, oh yeah, it's going to be good, blah, 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 you know, all of that. Then getting with my mate, and putting together, and then doing the walk, and then looking for the, you know, and then I catch the fish, yay, but so what? If I don't, who cares? I had a lot of fun all along the way. Every part of that thing was fun for me. Not just that goal. Not just the black belt, right? Presumably, otherwise you're all miserable until you get it. There's only 3 happy people in the room, you know, so that's no good. The whole thing has to be fun. And I do that on a large scale, and I think of it on a macro and micro scale. So every technique, that last block of the triangle, yeah, that's good, but it's no more important or less important than all the little steps we did on the way.